I don't even know if it's a real word, but the big theme of the year or of the year and a half or so that we've been working together is self-forgiveness, or you use the word grace. That's exactly what it is. Cause I have maybe always used the criticism as a way to kind of punish myself into working harder. And there's times where maybe that was valuable and was helpful, but on the whole, especially with fitness and nutrition, it has never worked. It only
Yeah.
serves to stop me. It doesn't make
Yeah.
me keep going. And what I've seen with how you respond to me, it it feels so gracious and forgiving that it feels like you are just turning a blind eye to all the horrible
Well,
inconsistencies that I
and
have,
that's what
but
I
it's
was
not.
saying. I want to
Right.
avoid that. I want
Right.
to avoid you feeling like that. I
Right.
brought stats today.
Right.
But yeah, I think that the key distinction here, and I know we're going really deep. Part of the issue here, you and I have been doing this we've been doing it for 14 months. We've been coaching
Okay.
for 14 months.
Okay.
So we're 14 months deep, and you are also someone who, obviously, based on your podcast and your line of work, you are willing to go into the mindset stuff with
Yes.
me, which is actually, I think, the thing that I've enjoyed the most about working together is that you're excited to engage in this work. Not everyone is, and that's also okay, right?
Mm.
Other people are just like, hey, just help me figure out
Right. Give me a
workouts and
plan.
nutrition a little
Yeah.
bit. And like, if you can help me do that and build some habits, great.
Mm.
What I find is that for most people, and even if you look at like the big transformations we've had in nerd fitness coaching over the last decade, like huge physical transformations, when you talk to those people, they don't talk about the physical transformation. They're like, my mindset changed.
Yes.
Right? They're
Yes.
like, this changed how I felt about myself. This
Yes.
changed how I thought about and approached things. And so when I can, I love to do both, right? Love to work that in because I think it's an important part of the overall process. So for me, I actually found something that you and I came up with while you were doing one of your um, beach trips, right? So
Okay.
like sometimes your family will go to the beach and you're
Yeah.
like, how do I juggle this? How do I juggle nutrition? Am I going to stay
Yes.
on track?
Yeah.
The phrase that we talked about was sometimes the self-indulgent thing is to do the healthy thing,
Yes.
right?
Yes. That was a big one.
And this is the same thing, I think, as far as what you're feeling with grace and the compassion that I'm trying to give you is that self-compassion isn't letting yourself off the hook.
Right.
Self-compassion can be,
Mm.
I need to go to bed early. I need to do the workout
Mm.
because I know it's been too long, right? We were also talking about that. You dropped a video the other day. You were like, I feel like I'm caught in a rut where I'm having like, well, I'm sick or like this thing
Mm.
came up or this thing, and then you keep pushing things off. And the way that I would think about that scenario in particular is any one of those things is actually a valid reason that you might have to change what you're doing. What you want to pay attention to though is the overall pattern. So the fourth time something comes up, rather than just the one off, like kid was sick one night, like I'm just not worried about the one workout. In the big scheme of things, it's not messing with your overall progress. Now, if it's been 5 or 6 or 10 workouts in a row because there keeps being something, then I want to step back and be like, all right, well, what can we do in this scenario? Because there's going to have to be a trade-off somewhere here
Yes.
in order to keep moving forward. So
Yeah.
that's, I think, the balance. If we come into a theme for the year, my theme for you this year is you're doing better than you think, and self-compassion might look like pushing
Yeah.
yourself in a few of these areas a little bit more.
Yes. One of the mindset shifts uh early, I feel like it was early on in the year or who knows when, but you you basically said or I was saying, yeah, there's like normal life and then there's like good nutrition and there's like there's like fun life and then there's like you got to work out and you got to have good nutrition. That's like the boring. So when you go on vacation and you finally get to not do it, it's like a breath of fresh air. And you challenged that mindset and said, I don't know if you even said this explicitly, but it's like, don't you feel you feel better. Like when you are being consistent with and good with your habits, you you feel better. So if you it might be more challenging in some ways, but overall it's like those are the nice days when you are
Yeah.
on track. And the when you go to the beach and maybe you do less, and that's something that I've noticed too is like you don't have to cut it off just because you're on vacation, you don't have to like abandon everything. But okay, you do a little bit less at the beach. That's nice. You give yourself a little bit of a break, but you might not feel as great on those days because now you had a drink and you didn't sleep as great. So okay, you indulged a little bit, but just because you got to let loose does not mean that those were the fun days. So that was a
Yeah. It's
mindset
just
challenge.
reframing a little bit, right?
Yes.
Um, and again, to each their own. I have conversations with people where sometimes cutting loose and like like letting loose and just knowing that, hey, this is not I'm not going to be moving forward. I'm probably going to be sliding backwards on my fitness goals, but like this time is important to me.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yes.
Ultimately, I just want you to actually make a proactive decision and stick with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know,
Not
like
be
ultimately,
not be like driven on autopilot by laziness or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
whatever, like, okay, let's just look at what you're actually going to do and then do it. Because it also builds self belief and self efficacy in a way that's really important for long term habits. If you keep repeating the cycle where you're like, I'm going to go in and I'm going to be super hardcore here, and you know that's not sustainable, and you know you're going to break it, and then you break it, you're breaking a promise to yourself over and over again. And you're just
Yes.
like proving to yourself you're the type of person who can't follow through, which I
Yes.
think is really nefarious,
Yes.
right? Like it's really insidious and kind of like sinks in for people.
Yeah, and the whole thing about New Year's resolutions is I'm going to motivate myself by having a huge thing
Yeah,
to push me. Like I'm going to be pushed by my goal that I'm trying to accomplish, which okay, cool, but that's like you said that it's so big and so ambitious that you're not going to accomplish it. You're going to fail. So not only do you not reach the goal that you wanted, but you also see yourself as someone who can't. And that's
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So what I would do is I would flip that and say, give me the big, huge goal, and then also give me all the realistic challenges that you're going to face at the same time. Like do
Yeah.
both.
Yeah.
Don't just give me the huge goal, because I think a lot of people they're like, okay, like today's the day. I've changed everything about myself and
Mhm.
my life, and it's
Right.
all going to be different from here.
Right. No.
Right? Like, no,
No.
I think you're still gonna have the same challenges. That doesn't mean that goal isn't worth working towards or isn't meaningful. It just means we want to take it with a realistic approach, understand the challenges, and that way, when you get knocked off course for a bit, you're not like, I'm a failure. I suck at this. Other people can do this. Why can't I do this? Why is this easy for other people and it's hard
Yeah.
for me?
Yeah.
You're not going through all those internal thoughts. You're being like, this was expected.
Mhm.
I know what to do. I'm going to get back on track.
Mm.
This is what actual progress looks like,
Mm.
right? Rather
Yes.
than.
Yeah.
So, again, I'm seeing the same reaction on your face that I feel like I got multiple times in videos from you throughout the year where
Yeah.
you're like, there's so much self compassion. But to me, this
Yes.
isn't self compassion. This is just realism.
Right.
I'm like, this is real. This is how
Yes.
it actually works,
Yes.
right?
I'm so critical that compassion that
Brings you
realism
back to the
feels
middle.
like yes.
Yeah.
Right. It feels like
I'm
we're
like
over
trying
in
to
La
bring
La
you to the
Land.
middle.
Right. Yeah. And there's probably I don't know. I'm curious from your experience as a coach, is there more people that are on the self-critical side or more people on the I cut myself too much slack side?
Mm. I would my instinct is to say self-critical,
Okay.
just because we hear it way more. I
Yeah.
think the cutting too much slack does come up.
Mm.
So it's not like that's not an issue. Often the cutting too much slack, what I find is when people are more focused on, it's like this I know I'm going to like go back myself, it's this delicate balance. They want to celebrate doing that they did something, which is great. And you also need to be working near the edge of your ability at some point for growth,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And there's discomfort there.
Right.
And so, depending on where you're at,
Yeah.
with other stuff in your life, often when people's lives are on fire, it's actually the right choice to kind of celebrate any
Uh,
effort at all,
uh,
but you may be stuck in not making as much forward progress too, and that's
yes.
just a reality of the
Yeah.
situation. So
Yes.
yeah, but I would say in general, and one of the lines we have, one of our one of my old mentors, Jim, he used to say, if uh if beating yourself up worked, it would have worked by now.
Yeah, right? Yes.
I was like, yeah, that's probably a good
Because
point.
we've done plenty of it, right?
We've
So
done plenty of
why
it
are we
and
still
still,
yeah. Yes.
yeah, he's still stuck.
All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this conversation with Matt from Nerd Fitness. I hope that his personality, his way of being forgiving yet motivating, for being able to just kind of build a really good plan for me while also just being like someone along with me in the journey. I hope that came through in this conversation because that is exactly how I felt with Matt throughout the entire year. So it has been an awesome, awesome thing getting to work with Matt and Nerd Fitness in general. So when I say that you should check out the Nerd Fitness freebie that Matt made, you should absolutely do that. And the link to get the free MVP workout will be in the show notes. And if you want a free mental game resource, you can check out the mental game assessment. It's a free 15-minute questionnaire that will show you your mental strengths and areas for improvement. It's the same resource that I use every day with my one-on-one coaching clients. You can go to joshnicholsgolf.com/assessment to check out the free mental game assessment. All right. Thanks again for listening to the Mental Golf Show. I'm Josh Nichols. Get out there and make 2026 the best year yet, and I will catch you guys next time.